What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of MUT Tips. I'm your host, Sean Taylor from the Made Up Theater, and before we jump in, make sure to like the video, leave a comment, and as always, subscribe on YouTube down below to be informed of upcoming videos and live streams. Ring that bell. Now let's jump into today's topic, Intent and Improv Part 2. Today's video is a direct sequel to last week's video, Intent and Improv Part 1. I encourage you to check it out if you have not done so, where we were focusing on intent and emotion. And our goal was to answer the question, what are you trying to make your scene partner feel in response to your choice? Today's video is going to focus on intent and action. And this is kind of building off what we learned last week, but instead of getting your scene partner to feel a certain way based on your choice, your objective is to get your partner to do a specific thing based on your specific choice. And this might be a little trickier, but think about it this way. When you do something on stage, when you do something in life, it's usually because you feel something. Feeling leads to action. So we're going to take what you learned last week and apply it here as well. So we're going to do a little exercise where you're going to be given a line, and with the line, you might change your body, you might change your tone, your emotional delivery, you might think about your spacing. But more importantly, since we're trying to get an action, I want you to think about an action yourself as you're doing this exercise. An action leads to a reaction. For this exercise, let's take the simple line of come on. A very simple line, but we're going to see if we can give it a little more weight with the intent that we attach to it. So similar to last week's video, you're going to see a prompt on screen, and it's going to say come on, but will also include a specific objective that you have in the scene. The objective being you want your scene partner to do something specific. You'll see that prompt and you'll hear a ding. Ding means you may jump into your response. 2 dings means that we're going to move on to the next prompt. But one change I'm going to put in this video that was not in the previous video is instead of hearing the 2 dings, which means you're moving on to the next prompt, you might also hear a buzz. If you hear a buzz, that means you are not successful, and thus you're going to do it again. And this is going to be your chance to heighten your intent and make it stronger. Let me demonstrate real quick. You might see a prompt on the screen that says, say come on, but you want your scene partner to shake your hand. And you might respond, hey, come on. Hey, come on. Come on. Just like that. And notice with each buzz, I tried to do something different or bigger as a way to start to heighten my intent. I really wanted to get that handshake by the end. So as you play this game and you hear the buzzes come in, you might heighten your emotion, heighten the feeling that you feel about getting your partner to do the action. And also you can play with the feeling of like, how do you feel knowing that you were unsuccessful? Let that kind of drive you. So notice I started more friendly and just kind of casual, and I took each buzz to mean like they are kind of disrespecting me, and that it made me feel more intimidating when I was continuing onwards. And, you can change your physicality too. There was a point where like I looked at my hand with my eyes as a way to kind of direct my scene partner to my true want right now. You might even pivot too. So notice I was happy and then I pivoted to more intimidating. As you get more deeper into the buzzes, it might cause you to kind of snap into something new, something that, you didn't force. It just kind of felt natural. So before we begin, I know buzz kind of like makes you think you did something wrong. No, it does not mean you did anything wrong. It means let's see more. Let's see more of this. Take every buzz as an opportunity to delve further into your feeling and the actions that you are providing. Let's try it out. Say come on, but you want your scene partner to give up. Say come on, but you want your scene partner to buy you a drink. Say come on, but you want your scene partner to finish the race. Say come on, but you want your scene partner to look in the telescope. Say come on, but you want your scene partner to barricade the door. Awesome, how was that? There's a few things you can ask yourself with this activity. First of all, is like when you hear that buzz, like how did it make you feel as the character? You might have felt different in multiple prompts. Did it fuel you more and make you feel more committed to the emotion? Or did it cause you to pivot into a new emotion or a new direction? And also, like, how were you with your actions? Were you providing more physicality into your choices? Because, there's a space. When there's action involved, we have to visualize a space that we're in. Some of the prompts left it more open, like barricade a door. You might be like, okay, I'm in a space right now. I'm in a cabin and there's a horde of zombies outside. And maybe also another action I could have is maybe I'm trying to barricade the door myself, but I need help. Or I'm on the other side of the room and I'm barricading one door and I need my scene partner to barricade the other door. Like, just delving into that. I know, like, it wasn't a long time for each of them, but just kind of figuring out your space, the situation very quickly. Just taking a few moments to quickly do that and then see how it changes your delivery. So these last 2 weeks, we focused on intent and emotion, intent and action, and we had two, fairly open-ended lines of dialogue in both of these videos. And you might be thinking like, well, can we do a whole scene with just those 2 lines of dialogue and still be able to participate effectively by just changing the intent throughout the scene? And yeah, you can. There's a game actually. On Whose Lines in Anyway, one of my favorite games to watch as well as to play is a game that's called 2-Line Vocabulary, where 3 people get on stage and one person, it's usually Colin, is allowed to say whatever they want. They don't have any restrictions. But the other 2 people are assigned 2 lines each. So this means during the scene, they can only use those 2 lines of dialogue to respond. So it might be like, how are you, and come on for one of the characters, and the other character might be like, what's that, and how did this get here? And those can be the 2 lines that they are assigned. Let me show you a quick clip. In this video, Colin can say whatever he wants, but Wayne is only allowed to say, do you want to take this outside? And wow, that's huge. Whereas Ryan can only say, is this helping, and why? Check it out.
Maybe it's best if we go on the offensive. Load a torpedo.
Do you want to take this outside?
We will shoot it outside because that's where the boat is. Well, I guess we don't have to aim or anything. Let's hope that works.
Is this helping?
This is not helping. Put another one in.
Wow, that's huge.
Yes. I'm hugely disappointed in you.
Why?
Because he's not doing his job. I'm going to look at the ship and then give you the All right.
Do you want to take this outside?
Yes, you're going outside. Try to hit a ship.
Why?
That was pretty entertaining, right? Feel free to watch the whole video in the description down below. And this game has a big restriction, but in short form improv, that is a short form improv game, the restrictions you are given based on the rules or the gimmick of the game, it should be seen as an opportunity. I can only use these 2 lines. Don't feel like you're stuck and just like, oh my gosh, I can't improvise anymore. I don't have enough, leeway. Think about it as like in jazz improvisation. They say, oh, you know what? Think of jazz improvisation as you're in a fenced-in area. We gotta have a little bit of structure. The structure in this game is you have these 2 lines, your scene partner has these 2 lines, and then you have a third party that can say whatever they want. That's the structure of the game. So by knowing that structure, you're more focused, If I say go play out there in the field and you walk out, you're so stimulated. I could do anything out here. But if I say, oh, go play in that fenced in area, then it's just like, okay, I'm in this area now. There's a slide there, there's a swings over there. I'm just focused on what's in this area rather than being so overwhelmed with so many possibilities. So in that scene, it was really fun to see like lines like, wow, that's huge, used differently based on, what Wayne was addressing in the scene, based on how he was emotionally delivering that line, based on his actions. Wayne's a very active, action-based improviser. So showing his line through his actions and making the context for the line different based on his actions was entertaining. And it was also fun to see how Colin kind of balanced these two individuals. So have some fun, play that game. It's one of my favorite games to play. It's very simple, in terms of understanding it. When you play it in a show or in a workshop, the two lines you get for the two parties who have those restrictions, the lines are pretty open-ended. They're not super specific. You can try with more specific lines, but keep it more easy. Think of like a question and maybe some type of exclamation or some statement, and then kind of play around with it and see what you discover through the intent that you give each line. Try it out. And that concludes this episode of MUT Tips, everybody. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really appreciate it. Again, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time for another episode of MUT Tips. Bye!